Welcome everyone to today's member forum, our member forum for November. We're glad you've joined us today. As I said, my name is Kristi Park. I'm the Executive Director of the Texas Digital Library, and I'm joined by Courtney Mumma, our Deputy Director, and Leah DeForest, our Communications Manager, as well as a couple of our members who will share some announcements as we get to our community update section today. A couple of reminders as we get started. If you have questions, please feel free to use the chat window to ask those, and we'll answer them at an appropriate moment. And just a reminder that you can download these slides in the Files pod in the left-hand bottom corner of your screen. As I said, we're recording this, so you'll be able to access it on the TDL YouTube channel later on. We'll follow our usual agenda. I'm going to give some information about members and new staff, and then we'll transition into a few projects and service updates from myself and Courtney on DSpace, OERs, and some kind of upgrade updates. And then we'll have updates from the community and hopefully have some time left for Q&A if there are questions. So first off, I am delighted to announce and welcome our newest member institution to the TDL Consortium, the University of Texas at San Antonio Libraries. We are so excited to be partnering with Dean Hendricks, the Dean of Libraries there, Posey Agard, Barbara Jakubowski, and the rest of the UTSA team to bring them on board. UTSA is joining TDL as a full member. In fact, they actually signed the contract a little bit ago, but we are in the process right now of onboarding them to a TDL-hosted DSpace repository, and they're also going to be using digital preservation services for the content in that repository. We've also been working with Deanne Ivey for a couple of months now on some OER projects, and she's also serving on our awards committee. So I know that all of you will join us in welcoming and being excited about UTSA joining the consortium. Some of you have already helped with this. We had a training session for UTSA last week, and Joseph Pruitt from Angeles State led that training and did a fantastic job getting them set up to use DSpace. So that is great news, and we're excited to continue that relationship. We're also excited to introduce you to TDL's newest staff member, Alex Suarez. Alex is our new administrative associate and conference coordinator. She joined us last month and is a recent graduate of UT Austin's iSchool, as well as a TCDL student scholarship winner for a past TCDL. So exciting. At the iSchool, Alex concentrated on libraries and archives, and she attended Tufts University before that, earning her BA in International Relations with a concentration on Middle Eastern Studies. Her previous position was at the Benson Library at UT Austin, where she processed collections and worked the reference desk. We are already enjoying working with Alex, and we're excited for all of you to get to know her in the coming year as well. All right. Next up, we are continuing to make progress towards our goal of visiting each of our regular member institutions this year, and in fact, we're just 2 schools away from completing these visits. Recently, we visited with our home institution, UT Austin, UT Libraries. That meeting was on October 31st on Halloween, and that you can see us with those folks in the bottom photo there. And last week, Nick Woodward and I visited UNT Health Science Center in Fort Worth. That was on November 14th, and you can see us there with all the anatomical models. These were both great visits. as all of them have been, and we're looking forward to sharing a full report with you on this member census tour in early 2020. Along those lines, we're asking each member institution in our consortium to complete our member survey by December 2nd, 2019. We're using the results of this survey to supplement the data and information and ideas that we've gathered through our member visits. I've sent an email to each member director or dean and asked that they forward on to your teams and collaboratively deliver a single response to the survey from each of your libraries. I attached that survey instrument as a Word document to help you prepare answers collaboratively before inputting into our online form. And in the survey, we're seeking to collect data from each institution in 4 key areas. First, on our services. Second, on our professional development and training opportunities. Third, on our outreach and promotion efforts, and also get some information from you about what kinds of outreach you're doing locally. And fourth, on our community engagement activities. The aggregate data collected by TDL will be shared with our governing board and some of our staff as part of service development. So don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have questions or suggestions. If you haven't heard from the dean or director about this survey, it might, be a good opportunity for a question or a nudge, because we really want to get responses back from each one of our members by December 2nd so that we can use this in our service planning and organizational planning going forward. Next, we will move into a few service and project updates. I'm going to give a couple of updates here and before I pass it on to Courtney. So just a quick note about some new documentation that we want to make everybody aware of in the TDL Wiki related to DSpace and the DSpace hosting service. This new documentation, we hope, provides some clarity around what comes with our digital repository hosting service, what kind of options are available, some security and systems information, and other things. So just want to make you aware of it. It's available in our Confluence Wiki, and the link is there. We also, just had our DSpace user group meeting yesterday, and we've been using those meetings to share out some, information about our hosted repositories, including some minor improvements and fixes that we've deployed in the last month or two. So if you work with your DSpace repository and you're not attending those DSpace user group meetings, I encourage you to do that to just keep up to date on what's going on with the hosted service, as well as, get in contact with other repository managers and others who are working with DSpace. And finally, before I hand it to Courtney, just a quick update on JS3 Upgrade. So as you know, we started in September upgrading all of our hosted journals to OJS version 3. This is a pretty major upgrade. This process is well underway, and I'm going to give you a few numbers here. So we started out with 84 journals currently listed that we host. 15 of those we've discovered through our own kind of assessment and as we're communicating with members. 15 of those need to be sunsetted. They either need to be archived or they never completely got off the ground. So that leaves about 69 live journals that need to be updated. 15 of those now are fully in OJS3 and live, and another 19 of those are in various stages of the upgrade and migration process. So we've engaged with roughly half of our live journals in this upgrade project. We're working with 4 institutions currently: Texas State journals, U of H sponsored journals, Texas A&M sponsored journals, and Sam Houston State sponsored journals. And we will start onboarding Texas Tech sponsored journals in December. And they have 12 hosted journals that we currently have listed. So we're making progress. We'll be more than halfway there by the end of the year, and we'll continue onboarding the remaining institutions after the first of the year to this upgrade process. And we'll keep you updated as we go. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over to Courtney to give some updates on DuraCloud.
So I just have 2 updates for y'all about some upgrades we've done. The first is our DuraCloud upgrades. So TDL's DuraCloud instance was just upgraded to 6.1.0, which is the newest release. Developer Nick Woodward did this, and he also contributed to the version. It included lots of changes, including but not limited to improvements to the sync tool, which is of course what you use to get your files up into the cloud, so that it can better handle large files. There are lots of user interface, bug fixes, and improvements. We removed any deepened language and storage provider information that was still in there, about time. And then we also did some security updates that'll be useful moving forward. So thank you again for that, Nick Woodward. And then our last update to Dataverse was actually at the end of last year. So we wanted to update to a more recent stable release in order to enable some functionality that's going to allow for improvements that the Texas Data Repository Steering Committee has prioritized. The update is to version 4.17, but it's important to note that it includes updates from 5 separate Harvard releases, which include changes that are not limited to these following items that I've listed here. Dataset level exploration tools for integrated systems. So that means that at the dataset level, if you've got systems integrated for instance, exploration of datasets, then you can access them directly from the dataset. It also includes performance enhancements, including indexing and harvesting changes, and it's enabling improved metrics, which is work that's still ongoing with Harvard, but we're excited to watch it closely and enable it to get better reporting and statistics for our users. So with that, I'll hand it off to Leah for an update on our OER support services.
Hey, thanks, Courtney, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. First off, a reminder that TDL has recently joined the Open Textbook Network with a consortial membership. And what that means is that for all current and future regular and consortial members of Texas Digital Library, you're all automatically included in the membership at no additional service cost. And so what does that really mean? Well, we are going to host a webinar and tell you all about it. We have a webinar scheduled for December 12th. We will be sending out an email promoting this webinar shortly, but this webinar is going to outline your member benefits, and I'm going to go ahead and paste a link to register in the chat. So part of your benefit of membership is going to allow us to host train the trainer workshops to prepare campus leaders to implement OTN's OER faculty incentive programs on their campuses. So starting this spring, we're going to host 3 regional OTN workshops across the state. We don't have a fall workshop scheduled, but we do have 2 spring workshops. Each workshop will run a full day, approximately 9 to 4, and they're back-to-back, starting Open Education Week, Monday, March 2nd at UT Southwestern Medical Center. UT Southwestern has a room block ready for us to go at a nearby hotel. And then the following day, Tuesday, March 3rd, will be at our newest member, UT San Antonio. So these OTN workshops will be free to attend and open only to TDL members. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another link and paste it in chat for you. We do hope to see those of you who are working on OER initiatives join us for that webinar and learn more about what the OTN member benefits can do for you. So now we're going to move on to some community updates. I'm going to hand things off to Marcia McIntosh, of UNT to get us started with some TCDL news.
Thanks, Suarez. I'm Marcia McIntosh, Digital Production Librarian at the University of North Texas and Chair of the 2020 TCDL Planning Committee. I'm pleased to announce that registration for TCDL and the Leadership Academy is now open. Bundling registrations for TCDL and the Leadership Academy will be discounted, and TDL members and students receive discounted registrations. Early bird registration ends Wednesday, April 8, 2020, and a reminder that TCDL will take place Monday, May 18th through Thursday, May 21st, 2020 at the Commons Conference Center in Austin. TCDL's theme this year, 2020 Hindsight, Looking Back, Moving Forward, presents an opportunity to pause and reflect on lessons learned from past projects and initiatives and envision fresh possibilities for the future. Our call for proposals is open, and we hope to see proposals that detail projects that didn't go as planned, for better or worse, address particular aspects of project management, or point us in new directions for digital collections and infrastructure. We encourage presenters to consider sharing past successes as well as failures that led to unexpected solutions or advice that might benefit the community. If you're looking for ways to collaborate, use our Collaboration Station spreadsheet to work across institutions on presentations, workshops, panels, and other sessions. We will be posting a link of the spreadsheet in the chat. And I also want to let you know that we've opened applications for our student scholarships. Any student of a Texas-based information or library science program is eligible. Up to 5 winners will be awarded free registration to TCDL and Leadership Academy. Now I'll hand it off to Sean Buckner with the TDL Awards Committee.
Okay, thanks, Marcia. Howdy, folks. I'm Sean Buckner, Coordinator of Digital Preservation and Digitization at Texas A&M University Libraries, and I'm also the Chair of TDL's 2020 Awards Committee. So each year, the TDL Awards honor individuals and groups that have made outstanding contributions to the advancement of digital libraries, and we define digital libraries broadly to include access to digital collections from allied organizations such as museums, archives, historical societies, and other cultural heritage institutions. So anybody who contributes to digital scholarship or to the preservation, management, or access of digital content is eligible for these awards. So nominees and nominators do not need to be from TDL member institutions, and self-nominations are accepted and even encouraged. And also, so on behalf of the awards committee, I will say that we encourage submissions from professionals from historically underrepresented communities and their allies, including all persons regardless of age, culture, abilities, bodies, ethnic origin, sex, gender identity, sexual orientation, marital status, nationality, race, religion, or socioeconomic status. The TDL Awards are a way to broaden our outreach and build our community. Build our community among academic libraries and cultural heritage institutions across Texas. So I highly encourage you all to participate. Now, don't everybody go and overload our system today by trying to nominate me. I'm not eligible. All facetiousness aside, joking. I am confident, though, that there are people and groups at your institution or at allied organizations in your communities with whom you work across Texas who are doing amazing work and are deserving of your nomination. Again, I highly encourage you to take just a little bit of time and nominate a deserving colleague or project. And you can learn more about the different award categories and submit a nomination at tdl.org/awards. And the deadline for submissions is February 15th, but feel free to nominate someone at any time before then. And thank you so much. And now I'll hand things back to Leah.
Sean, thanks so much. And we just want to thank our 2020 Awards Committee listed here. This committee comes together every year from a variety of TDL members representing different backgrounds, different roles in the library, and different size campuses. And we're really appreciative of this year's awards committee. They've done a great job refining the process. For those of you who've nominated in the past, especially if you've nominated multiple winners, we hope you'll see an improvement there. And as Sean mentioned, all of the awards information is available on our website. And you can also look at previous year's winners to get an idea of who might be a good fit. And again, just many thanks to our awards committee for the excellence they bring to this process. So we have a couple of upcoming webinars. We invite you to our upcoming Pressbooks webinar, and in turn, we encourage you to invite your faculty, teaching assistants, or other colleagues who may be interested in learning how to use Pressbooks to create, adopt, adapt, and publish OER textbooks. The webinar is free for anyone to attend. There's a link on the slide for you to register, and we do hope to see you and your faculty and anyone else who might be interested tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm also pleased to note that our Topics in Research Data Management webinar series is rebooting next month. We'll have a new webinar with Eugene Barksey, Research Data Services Librarian at the University of British Columbia Library. Eugene will discuss geodesy, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Geodesy is an open source project to expose data versus geospatial data to GeoBlacklight for improved searching ability. And so again, many thanks to Jessica Trulogan of UT Austin for leading this series reboot, and we do hope to see you next month for our newly minted Topics in Research Data Management webinar series. That is it for me, so now I will hand things back to Kristi.
Thanks, Leah. And before we wrap up with Q&A, I want to just take a moment to wish everyone here and all of our members a very happy Thanksgiving. We at TDL are so grateful for everything you do. And really, as I've been listening to everybody on this call talk about the work of TDL and others in our community, it really brings home to me that we simply cannot do what we do without each of you. You know, we mentioned Joseph Pruitt leading training, all of the members of the awards committee, Sean and Marcia, who are leading our conference and awards committee efforts, all of our library contacts who are helping us with the JS upgrades. All of these things require collaborative effort, and we just couldn't do it without you, and we're so grateful for that. And I'll add too that I saw Laura McIntosh join the call earlier, and this is Laura's last TDL forum before she moves on to another position at the University of Minnesota. And Laura, today I'm especially grateful for everything that you've done for TDL. Oh, good. So we'll have you here one more time in December, so we can get mushy then. But each one of our members who we work with, we're so grateful for everything that you've done this year for us and for the larger library community in Texas. As we kind of move into Q&A, be thinking of any questions that you have and enter those into the chat window. And while you think about that, I just wanted to reemphasize a couple of points related to TCDL. Registration is open for the Texas Conference on Digital Libraries, and early bird rates are in effect right now, and I believe through April 8th. So go ahead and register now and get ready to come. The call for proposals also open, and the deadline for those proposals is right after the first of the year, January 24th. So be thinking about your proposals for that as well. Student scholarships are also, the applications for those are also open with a deadline of March 26th, and we'd love to see as many applications for those scholarships as possible, as well as applications for our TDL Awards, because we want to recognize all the great work that's going on in Texas. Last call for questions. Okay. Well, thank you all for attending. We will see you again next month for the TDL Forum. Be sure to download these slides and make sure you have these links available for you. going forward. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the day and a happy Thanksgiving.
Kristi, this is Leah. I need to go to another meeting at 11. Is it okay if I stop recording?